Lagos is not just a state and the former Federal Capital Territory, it is also the economic melting pot of Nigeria. It is home for all Nigerians as well as foreign nationals. Every part of the country deserves to be secured, no doubt, but the security of Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is of particular significance because they are the nation's final frontiers. If insecurity overwhelms these two cities, the perception of Nigeria's state failure will be complete. This must not be allowed to happen. Fortunately, the threat of a terrorist attack in Lagos has not materialized, at least not officially. Nigerians of all ethno, religious and regional backgrounds have been cohabiting in relative harmony, but enough strategic steps have not been taken to make absolute sure that evil elements do not succeed in rupturing the peace and security of the city-states. Like in most parts of the country, and despite the laws prohibiting open grazing of livestock, nomadic herdsmen and their animals still occupy the forests and farmlands adjoining Lagos and its immediate neighboring states of Ogun and Oyo states, through which the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway runs. Moreover, the long bridge linking Arepo in Ogun State and Isheri in Lagos State is home to thousands of undocumented migrants from within and beyond the territorial precincts of the nation. When people with no fixed addresses or identities are allowed to occupy the forest and live under bridges such as places right in the heart of our economic capital become ungoverned spaces, there's no way of preventing sleeper cells of terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, ritualists during merchants and other heinous crimes from hibernating among them. It was only a matter of time before the terrorism, banditry and kidnapping that have been sweeping the north, especially the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, descended on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the nation's #1 transportation corridor. To tackle terrorism, banditry, herdsmen, militant attacks and kidnapping, we must stand by discouraging nomadism. It may be some people's culture, but it is pitting armed strangers against indigenous landowners. Everywhere nomads occupy in Nigeria is an ungoverned space because these people and government machinery are unknown to each other. Indigenous nomads should be settled in ranches in their states of origin. Anyone who wants to do livestock business outside his state of origin is free to do so under the usual terms of doing any other business. Allowing migrants to settle without having a fixed address is playing with fire. The police can continue beefing up security. Vigilantes like the Oduduwa People's Congress (OPC), the Amotekun Corps, hunters and others can routinely organize to comb the forest. These are mere palliatives unless we integrate the bush and underbridge, dwelling strangers into the full purview of governance. Innocent citizens will remain exposed to the insecurity they breed. Okay, can you imagine? I always wonder the pertinent questions that cannot be answered. Why is it that people from the north, they don't want ranching? If you want it in your state, good and fine. You can't say because the constitution says you can move anywhere. Each state should be able to have their own law, which they have been doing, which they have been talking about, and a lot of them have come out to even write a different law concerning this herdsmen roaming about. Does it even make sense? It doesn't even look decent. It doesn't look decent, but they want to continue to do that. And the worst part of it is that Buhari is encouraging this. And if you come to think of it, these people, of course, they wouldn't have been a problem whether they live in the bush, whether they, of course, roaming around is not even the issue, because if really Nigeria is a systemic place, or Nigeria has what it takes to be a refined state, which we don't want to. I don't know when we are going to get there, but we see our politicians living larger than life. They get the best services in this world. they get sophisticated services here and there, and you begin to wonder why is it that this country is still the way it is. Before now, when you see all this nama, all the cow, all these cows all over the place, people don't even see anything wrong with them, which is not even good on its own. But since Buhari came on board, it has changed for the worse. And that is when we began to experience all these things. People never bothered like that. I could remember then, before Buhari came over, you see, even when you see all this cinema, which is not really real, nobody even usually say anything concerning it. When they are going, when cars or motorists are passing, they will just allow them to go. Everybody just move on. Nobody saying anything. But these days, because of the atrocities, people don't even want to see that. Of course, just like I said, it was not supposed to be like that. If we have a sane environment, how can all these people be moving around? Have you ever seen people who rear fowls or chicken or pigs? They will not be carrying them up and down, because if it is their culture, we are talking of culture, but this is not the culture of people or the places you are going. If it is your culture, you stay back in your culture and do it, and do whatever you want to do. If you are bringing your culture to another place, if it is not detrimental, if it is not going to be infringing on the host communities, fine. But this one is even infringing anywhere. Even they themselves, they are not even okay with this. But you not see them. That is when you see these northerners, they will not be telling you anybody can move anywhere. Well, that is their own cup of tea, because you can see those who are encouraging them. They are brothers and sisters. When you talk about Fulanis and the Yorubas, they've come out and say they are brothers and sisters. So that's why they will continue to keep quiet. And that's why it's so difficult for them to really operate in the southeast, because those ones say, we no go agree. We no go agree with all these things happening. We can't continue like this now. But the people who say they are brothers and sisters, let them deal with that. It's there. It's just for them to, they will explain. We have heard a lot of cases, people who have been kidnapped, they will tell you that, say, oh, these people said they are all over the place. They're just waiting for signal. And that signal, they said they will get it. They will get it. But all this Milocon and the rest of them, thinking about how to just get power, let us accommodate them. And that is why it is so difficult. Apart from that, too, we see other governors. These politicians, they are one, oh, whether they are from the southeast, oh, whether they are from Ishekiri land or Yoruba land, oh, there's this Nigerian tendency. They all of them, they work together, and they get the dividends of the good governance or democracy, because there's nothing like a good governance anywhere. So if all these things are really happening and the people are comfortable with it, let them continue to live by that now. Anywhere where they see end, everybody go see am. Unfortunately, the people will continue to suffer. Yes, they will continue to support all these politicians who do not have their interests at heart. Let them continue. So guys, that's all I go talk and reach you. Let's know what you think about it.